let's dive into this explainer. We've literally all been there, right? You're just brushing your teeth or maybe washing the dishes, and suddenly the water just stops moving. It starts pooling up, stubbornly refusing to go down. It's the absolute universal frustration of a slow drain. And honestly, when you're standing there staring at that gross, murky water, the temptation is incredibly strong to just reach under the sink, grab that brightly colored bottle of liquid drain cleaner, and pour the whole problem away. I mean, it's marketed as a quick, easy, inexpensive fix. But today, we're going to look at the actual science and the harsh plumbing reality behind these liquid solutions. So, what actually happens after you pour that liquid drain cleaner? Well, I want you to take a little journey with me right down the drain. You look at the marketing promise on the front of the bottle, and it guarantees to dissolve hair, grease, and soap scum in minutes, leaving your pipes perfectly clear. Sounds great, doesn't it? But the microscopic reality of what is happening inside your walls tells a very, very different story. You see, these products aren't just heavy-duty soaps. No way. They are highly reactive, incredibly powerful chemicals, making direct, sustained contact with the structural infrastructure of your home. The source material highlights a critical reality here. It says, many formulations come with a trade-off. They can damage plumbing systems over time. So the crucial point is that while you might get that quick hit of immediate satisfaction, seeing the water finally drain out today, you're very likely leaving behind hidden, expensive, long-term damage. You're essentially trading a localized, temporary blockage for a systemic, permanent weakness in your home's plumbing. And that is a scary thought. Section 1. Anatomy of pipe damage. The biggest issue we run into is that liquid drain cleaners absolutely do not have a targeting system. To work, they rely on incredibly strong acids or bases designed to violently break down organic material. But think about it. If they can dissolve years of compacted, hardened buildup, they are for sure harsh enough to attack the pipes themselves. If you live in an older house with cast iron pipes, galvanized steel, or older metal fittings, you need to be exceptionally careful. These metals have protective layers that just get compromised and eaten away by this harsh chemistry. And it's not just the metal that suffers. Your entire plumbing system relies on elastomeric gaskets and rubber seals to keep water exactly where it belongs. When exposed to these strong chemicals over time, those poor rubber gaskets can swell up, harden, or just completely degrade. Actually, this is precisely how you end up with those sneaky, slow leaks behind your walls that you might not even notice until the water damage is severe. Then we have the immediate physical dangers, specifically heat and splashback. These chemicals don't just quietly sit in the dark and dissolve things. The chemical reaction that rapidly breaks down grease is highly exothermic. That means it actually generates intense heat. This sudden, violent spike in temperature physically stresses the pipes and can cause localized weakening of the materials. On top of that, if the cleaner is poured in improperly or if the clog is so completely solid that the chemical reaction has literally nowhere to go, you risk dangerous splashback right at the drain opening. Suddenly, you're dealing with boiling, highly corrosive liquids popping back out right at your face and hands. Definitely not what you signed up for. Section 2. The pooling problem. This is all about the unpredictable nature of liquids. The exact moment you pour that chemical down the sink, you lose all control over where it goes. It's kind of like tossing a message in a bottle into the ocean. The liquid might only travel partway down the line before it stops. It loves to pool in horizontal runs, collect in low spots, and just stagnate right at pipe elbows. And this brilliantly illustrates why liquid cleaners are so incredibly destructive, because they often don't even reach the entire clog. Instead, they just sit there, pooling in a low spot, heavily concentrating their corrosive, acidic attack in one extremely vulnerable area of your plumbing for hours, or maybe even days at a time. Section 3. The endless clog cycle. Okay, this might just be the most frustrating irony of liquid drain cleaners. The very product you're buying is secretly ensuring your future clogs will be so much worse. Let's move to and see how this builds. It's a 4-step cycle. Step 1. The chemical might actually succeed in clearing that initial clog, but it significantly corrodes the pipe in the process. Step 2. Because of that chemical corrosion, the normally smooth interior of your pipe becomes jagged, pitted, and rough. Step 3. That newly roughened surface acts exactly like a net, perfectly designed to snag and trap future hair, soap scum, grease, you name it. And finally, Step 4. A brand new, much more stubborn clog forms. It's a vicious cycle where each chemical application literally creates the perfect physical environment for the next blockage. Section 4. Safe and effective alternatives. Fortunately, there are highly effective ways to fix your clogs without slowly destroying your home's infrastructure. Now, what's really interesting about this comparison is how it highlights the fundamental difference in safety and approach.
Chemical fixes are harsh. They operate blindly, and worst of all, they can actually delay proper repairs by masking the real structural issues going on behind the scenes. Mechanical fixes, however, things like plungers and plumbing snakes, are highly targeted tools. They physically break up and remove the blockage without any chemical reaction at all, making them completely safe for your plumbing materials. It's precision versus chaos.
So let's look at the professional toolkit for safer solutions. For physical blockages, always start with mechanical clearing. Just grab a plunger or a snake. If you're dealing with typical, everyday household organic buildup, enzymatic products are fantastic. They use natural enzymes to literally digest the waste without any of those corrosive side effects. But most importantly, you have to treat the root cause. A bottle of chemicals will never ever fix structural issues like tree roots invading your lines, hardened scale buildup, or a failing ventilation system. For those kinds of issues, a licensed plumber inspection is the absolute only true fix.
I want to draw your attention to this exact authoritative quote from our source material. Don't trade short-term relief for long-term system harm. I mean, that really hits the nail on the head. This is the ultimate mindset shift you need to make when it comes to plumbing maintenance. It's about looking past the immediate 5-minute gratification of a draining sink and really thinking about the long-term health, integrity, and value of your entire home.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. How will you tackle your next plumbing headache? Will you reach for the harsh chemistry that quietly degrades your pipes and practically guarantees future problems? Or will you choose the targeted, mechanical solutions that actually protect your home? The next time the water stops draining, and we know it will, remember the science of what is happening just out of sight and choose the mechanics over the chemicals.